Most people don't feel lazy. Most people don't feel irresponsible. In fact, most people are working harder than ever. They wake up early, commute to work, pay their bills on time, and try to make smart decisions. Yet, despite all of that effort, millions of people feel like they're stuck on a financial treadmill. They keep moving, but they never seem to get ahead. Every year they earn a little more money, every year they work a little harder, and every year financial freedom somehow feels even further away. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. Financial freedom feels impossible for a reason. It's not because you're broken. It's not because you're incapable. It's because modern life is filled with financial forces that quietly push people in the opposite direction. Today, we're going to explore why financial freedom feels so difficult, why so many hardworking people struggle to build wealth, and what separates the people who eventually break free from those who spend their entire lives chasing the idea of financial security. The first reason financial freedom feels impossible is because the cost of being alive keeps increasing. For many people, it feels like every major expense is moving in the same direction. Housing costs more. Groceries cost more. Utilities cost more. Insurance costs more. Healthcare costs more. Childcare costs more. Even basic necessities that people once considered affordable now take up a larger percentage of household budgets. This creates a frustrating reality where income increases often fail to create meaningful progress. A person may receive a raise and feel excited for a few weeks, only to discover that higher living expenses absorb most of the additional income. The result is that people look at their paychecks and wonder why they don't feel richer than they did 5 years ago. The answer is simple. Earning more money doesn't automatically create financial freedom if the cost of maintaining your lifestyle continues to rise at the same pace. Many people aren't moving forward financially. They're simply running faster to stay in the same place. The second reason financial freedom feels impossible is lifestyle inflation. This is one of the most powerful wealth destroyers in modern society because it happens gradually and often feels completely reasonable. Imagine someone receives a raise. They tell themselves they'll save more money. Then they decide to upgrade their apartment. Maybe they buy a newer car. Maybe they start taking nicer vacations. Maybe they subscribe to more services, dine out more often, and buy better electronics. None of these choices seem dangerous on their own. In fact, many people believe they deserve these upgrades because they worked hard for them. The problem is that every upgrade creates a new baseline. What once felt luxurious eventually feels normal. Then the cycle repeats. Another raise arrives, and another round of upgrades follows. Over time, people discover that their income has doubled while their financial stress remains exactly the same. The tragedy is that many high earners never become wealthy because every increase in income is matched by an increase in spending. Wealth isn't built by earning more. Wealth is built by creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. The third reason financial freedom feels impossible is consumer culture. Every day people are exposed to thousands of advertisements. Social media feeds are filled with luxury lifestyles, expensive vacations, designer clothing, and people who appear to have perfect lives. Companies spend billions of dollars studying human behavior so they can encourage more spending. The message is always the same. You need more. A newer phone, a bigger television, a better car, a more impressive home, a more luxurious lifestyle. The challenge is that financial freedom requires a completely different mindset. Financial freedom is often built through delayed gratification. It requires buying assets instead of liabilities. It requires saying no to purchases that provide short-term pleasure but long-term financial pressure. Consumer culture rarely celebrates those choices. Nobody posts pictures of their emergency fund. Nobody shows off their retirement contributions. Nobody gets attention for quietly investing every month. Instead, society rewards visible spending. As a result, many people spend years trying to look successful instead of becoming financially secure. The fourth reason financial freedom feels impossible is debt. Debt is dangerous because it steals future income. Every car payment claims future paychecks. Every credit card balance claims future paychecks. Every personal loan claims future paychecks. Many people underestimate how much of their future income is already committed before they even receive it. By the time a paycheck arrives, large portions have already been allocated to housing, transportation, subscriptions, insurance, and debt payments. This reduces flexibility and limits opportunities. Imagine two people earning exactly the same income. One has no debt and significant savings. The other has large monthly obligations. Even though they earn the same amount, their financial realities are completely different. The first person has options. The second person has obligations. Financial freedom is ultimately about options. Debt often reduces those options by forcing people to continue earning at a certain level, simply to maintain their current lifestyle. The fifth reason financial freedom feels impossible is that most people never build financial margin. Financial margin is simply the difference between what you earn and what you spend. That gap may sound boring, but it's where wealth is created. It's where investments come from. It's where emergency funds are built. It's where opportunities are funded. Unfortunately, many people eliminate that margin entirely. They earn $5,000 and spend $5,000. Then they earn $8,000 and spend $8,000. No matter how much income increases, the margin remains unchanged. Without margin, every unexpected expense becomes a crisis. Every job loss becomes a disaster. Every economic downturn creates stress. Financially successful people understand that margin creates breathing room. Breathing room creates stability. Stability creates opportunities. And opportunities often create wealth. The sixth reason financial freedom feels impossible is what many people call the golden cage. This happens when someone earns a high income but builds an expensive lifestyle that requires that income to survive. From the outside, these individuals often appear successful. They may drive luxury vehicles, live in beautiful homes, and take expensive vacations. Yet internally, many feel trapped. They can't leave their jobs because their expenses are too high. They can't take risks because they need every paycheck. They can't slow down because their lifestyle depends on constant income. This is why some people earning six figures feel more financially stressed than others earning much less. Freedom isn't determined by income alone. It's determined by flexibility. A person earning $80,000 with low expenses may have more freedom than someone earning $200,000 while drowning in obligations. The seventh reason financial freedom feels impossible is comparison. Social media has turned comparison into a full-time activity. Every day, people compare their lives to carefully curated highlight reels. They see luxury vacations, expensive homes, designer wardrobes, and apparent success everywhere they look. The problem is that comparison changes behavior. It creates dissatisfaction. It makes ordinary life feel inadequate. And dissatisfaction often leads to spending. People buy things they don't need to impress people they don't know, because they're trying to close a gap that exists only in their minds. Financial freedom becomes difficult when your spending decisions are driven by comparison rather than personal values. Wealth grows when people focus on their own goals instead of competing in an endless race against everyone else. The eighth reason financial freedom feels impossible is impatience. Most people dramatically overestimate what can happen in 1 year and underestimate what can happen in 20 years. Modern culture encourages instant results. Food arrives in minutes. Entertainment arrives instantly. Purchases arrive the next day. Wealth doesn't work that way. Building wealth is often slow, repetitive, and boring. The early stages can feel discouraging because progress appears small. Investments grow slowly. Savings accounts seem insignificant. Results are difficult to see. Many people quit because they expect dramatic change too quickly. The irony is that wealth often appears to grow suddenly only after years of invisible progress. The person who becomes financially secure rarely experiences overnight success. They experience decades of consistency. The ninth reason financial freedom feels impossible is a lack of financial education. Many people spend years learning skills that help them earn money, but almost no time learning how money actually works. They understand their careers better than their finances. They know how to perform their jobs, but don't fully understand investing, compounding, taxes, risk management, or wealth building. Financial knowledge doesn't guarantee wealth, but ignorance often guarantees mistakes. People who understand how money works are more likely to make decisions that support long-term freedom rather than short-term comfort. Education creates awareness, and awareness often changes behavior. The final reason financial freedom feels impossible is because most people define it incorrectly. Many assume financial freedom means becoming extremely wealthy. They imagine private jets, mansions, and unlimited luxury. But true financial freedom is much simpler. Financial freedom means having options. It means having enough savings to handle emergencies. It means having investments that grow while you sleep. It means having the ability to make decisions without constant financial fear. It means controlling your money instead of your money controlling you. When people stop chasing an unrealistic fantasy and start building practical financial security, freedom suddenly becomes much more achievable. The truth is that financial freedom isn't one giant decision. It's thousands of small decisions repeated over time. It's spending less than you earn. It's avoiding unnecessary debt. It's investing consistently. It's controlling lifestyle inflation. It's ignoring comparison. It's building financial margin. It's choosing ownership over appearances. None of these actions feel dramatic. None of them make headlines. But together they create something powerful. They create freedom. If financial freedom feels impossible today, remember that it doesn't arrive all at once. It arrives one decision at a time, one investment at a time, one habit at a time. The people who eventually achieve it aren't usually smarter or luckier than everyone else. They simply make small financial choices consistently for a very long time. And those small choices eventually create a life that feels completely different from the one they started with. That's the real secret. Financial freedom isn't built in a moment. It's built in the daily habits that most people ignore. And the best time to start building it is today.